Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. All right, so looks like the crypto market is sneaking up a little bit. Yesterday we were looking at Bitcoin. It was trading at 29,200. We have crept up a little bit, guys. 29,800 per BTC. Let me throw it on the hourly. You guys can see that nice trend moving to the upside, and hopefully this momentum continues. You guys can see here, market cap is up by 1.73%. We've got volume up too, over 26%. Bitcoin dominance still holding there though. And in the last 24 hours, we saw Bitcoin up about 2%. Ethereum is up a little as well. We got XRP up 4.4%, so that's a nice push. Considering what we've seen over the last few days, Solana's up too, 6.73. But it looks like a green day for crypto. We got Shiba Inu even up over 10%. So market is looking pretty good. XRP on the hourly. Here, let me throw it on the daily. And you guys can see yesterday, 24 hours ago when I posted yesterday's video, we were trading at about 61.7. And right now we're up a little bit here to 64.6. So the trend is moving in the right direction. The entire crypto market seems to be recovering a little bit. And another one of my coins, my current positions that I've been holding, HBAR, has also seen a bit of a pump. This one from Minus Wells here, guys. Hedera successfully tested stablecoin bank-to-bank transaction on its EVM-compatible network between major banks. So we have been getting some positive HBAR news. For those of you guys who hold HBAR, you probably have noticed it in the price. The test showed that Hedera can replace the current Nostro-Vostro system with liquidity pools, reducing transaction costs and time. Hedera is scalable enough to handle the demand of replacing their current banking system. We've also got this, guys, from Mason here. HBAR social media engagements are exploding right now. So, there is an active community right now talking about HBAR. Hedera's social activity has been soaring with 30.68 million engagements. So that's a percentage pump of over 243%. And this was just over the last week. We also got this news too. Another one here from Mason. HBAR just appointed the former White House open source expert as their chief open source officer. So that's big. Andrew Atkin joins Hedera as chief open source officer, and he is joined to lead their realignment as a fully open source Web3 platform. Andrew is a veteran in the open source sector, having served as an open source expert for the White House, guest lecturer for Stanford Entrepreneur Program, and founder of the industry's only think tank. The addition of the COSO role, really rarely found in the software industry, is a testament to Hedera's commitment to promoting community collaboration both within its ecosystem and in the industry as a whole. So this, guys, all very, very bullish news for HBAR, and the price is being reflected in the market. So here is HBAR on the hourly right now, trading at about just over 6 cents here. And you guys can see that positive momentum just, moving with the rest of the market. If I throw this on the daily, you guys can see HBAR price has steadily been increasing since about June 16th, June 17th. But just over the last couple of days now, we've been getting some positive news. This is not a coin that I talk about too often, but, it is a very lucrative opportunity. I think it's up 17.7% just in the last few days. So HBAR, perhaps something that we should be paying attention to, looking at the hints, linking up with a former White House open source advisor. And this bull run, in my opinion, is going to look different. This is why I am opening up my trading portfolio to you guys. I'm going to be showing you guys some of the altcoins that I'm going to be trading on my Patreon. I've been getting into some positions. We've been just kind of sitting quiet over the last couple of weeks now because there hasn't been too much activity. But I still don't think it's too late to join. You can still get into some of these positions at a pretty good price. Basically, I'm taking $10,000. I'm going to be letting you guys know if I'm going to be adding more. But I open my portfolio to all my traders, and I'm going to be showing you guys what I'm going to be trading this time around. That's patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. And the purpose of this, right, to diversify into different coins. Utility isn't everything in this case. We're looking for pure profit. We're looking at what could potentially pump next. So if this is something you guys are interested in, again, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel, and it is only $5 a month. So you probably will realize very quickly that is pretty good value considering what other trading options are out there. And I mean, the HBAR news, that's got to get some of crypto Twitter excited, I would hope, because, guys, we don't really know what's going to happen next in the US. Michael Branch brought this up. So another inclination of how important the Ripple decision actually was for the legal framework, the legal landscape, I guess, in the United States when it comes to cryptocurrency. Everybody knows Judge Torres' decision in Ripple is important, but how important? The Ripple decision and proceedings in the Ripple case are cited 13 times by Coinbase in its motion to dismiss the SEC's case. So This is what we've discovered now. Coinbase is a major cryptocurrency exchange, and we know they're also being sued by the SEC. And Coinbase has just recently asked a judge to drop an SEC lawsuit referring to a recent ruling for the Ripple Labs case. U.S. District Judge Annalisa Torres, her ruling on July the 13th, differentiated between institutional XRP sales considered securities and public sales deemed non-securities. The crypto sector saw this as a win, leading to a surge in the value of most coins. But down here, you guys can see James A. Murphy, aka Meta Lawman on Twitter. He took to his Twitter handle to explain why Judge Annalisa Torres' decision was important. And so, because Coinbase mentioned it 13 on the 13 different occasions, obviously they must think that it has some bearing on the greater picture, the bigger picture when it comes to crypto clarity in the US. The big announcement boosted crypto markets in a slow summer. Although the case was about XRP, it had a positive effect on the broader crypto world, including ETH and BTC. The lawsuit was initiated in December 2020, as we know, and Chris Larson and Brad Garlinghouse, they were also included in that lawsuit. But with regards to trading specifically, and with regards to now why Coinbase is in court, this is definitely going to have a bearing on what happens next. I wanted to thank Michael Branch and Meta Lawman there on Twitter for posting that. Now, I also happen to see this on You Today, guys. List of crypto securities published by the SEC. So they have taken it upon themselves to list about, I think it's 48 digital currencies. The list includes as many as 48. Among them are some of the top 10 and top 20 digital cryptocurrencies, including BNB Coin, ADA, Solana, Polymatic, Algorand, Tron, and many others. Bitcoin and Ethereum are not on the list, and neither is XRP. Thank goodness for that. The SEC has recently been conducting quite an aggressive campaign against all cryptos, all but Bitcoin and Ethereum, claiming that pretty much all digital tokens are in fact unregistered securities, since there are developers who sell their tokens to investors, and those investors expect profits from those digital currencies. This is similar to the principle on which shares, stocks, and other securities work, according to the chair of the U.S. regulator, or the SEC, namely Gary Gensler. So, looking to really stifle our opportunities here in this next bull run, I can see this from a mile away. What the SEC is trying to do, guys, is trying to make sure as many of these coins, especially the ones here, that are the top coins, the ones that get a lot of visibility on CoinMarketCap, really trying to stifle our opportunity in this next bull run. And this is why, guys, again, I'm switching up my strategy this time around. A lot of the coins that I'm choosing for my patrons are not even in the top 10 or top 20. So, we're looking at different metrics here. The possibility to pump 100x, right? This is really what we're going for. We're going for the money. We're not looking at utility. So this is, again, a different strategy, diversification, not putting all your eggs in one basket, but I will too be showing you guys my trading strategy for my other coins that you guys all know about, my VeChain, my HBAR, my XRP, of course, my Bitcoin. I'm going to be talking about all of it on the Patreon site. So $5 a month. Just to reiterate that, I'm going to keep going though, because I got a lot to cover today. Brett Hill posted this: the SEC will accept Ripple's victory and won't file an appeal. So I happen to see this. SEC decides not to appeal the Ripple case, and I thought that this would have been getting more traction if it were true. So I was looking into this, and I was reading this. You guys can read it here. I link everything in the description of the video. But it looks here, when you read this, it has nothing to do with the SEC and the Ripple appeal. So I had to do a little bit more research here. You know how people can be funny sometimes and just post things that are not correct. So I looked it up here. SEC decides not to appeal Ripple, and of course, I can't find anything recent. The most recent hits here on Google were from basically right after the judge's decision. So the fact that the SEC appeal is not a setback, SEC asserts Ripple case was wrongly decided. So all this suggesting that the SEC will appeal, and nothing to suggest. I would think that the SEC's website would come up first here on Google if this were the case. So, I was just looking into this a little further, and somebody here, crypto fan here on Twitter, did post this fake. The fact that this same passage here was posted under the SEC headline rulemaking activity. So, again, guys, just be careful what you find on Twitter, because there are particularly people out there to deceive you. And I'm not saying it was Brett Hill specifically, but I'm sure somebody created this and posted it up just to get some engagement, some cheap engagement there on Twitter. Nevertheless, just wanted to bring that to your attention in case you did think that this was in fact real. But, on the other side of things, we can find some good evidence that the SEC really doesn't have a chance when it comes to regulating crypto, and that it is in fact in the hands of Congress, guys. Gary Gensler even mentioned this back on May 6th. I know I've showed this clip in the past, but it's been circulating again. Meta Lawman here originally posting this. Mikkel retweeting it out. I can't believe he literally admitted he doesn't have jurisdiction, guys. If you haven't seen this clip, watch this.
I do think that working with Congress, and I think it's only Congress that could really address it, it'd be good to consider, if you would ask my thoughts, to consider whether to bring greater investor protection to the crypto exchanges. And I think if that were to be the case, because right now the exchanges trading in these crypto assets do not have a regulatory framework, either at the SEC or our sister agency, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, that could instill greater confidence. Right now, there's not a market regulator around these crypto exchanges, and thus there's really not protection against fraud or manipulation or a conflict fee.
So it is up to Congress. Even Meta Lawman here does state the SEC does not have authority from Congress to regulate crypto exchanges. Nevertheless, they've been going after crypto exchanges, and this is why Coinbase is mentioning the Ripple lawsuit in their argument. The SEC coming after them and putting all these coins under watch because they are being traded on these exchanges. So I feel like they're trying to go right to the source here. Meta Lawman saying, the problem for the SEC is, of course, that Gary Gensler's testimony was entirely correct. Which agency may be given authority to regulate crypto exchanges is a major question that can only be answered by Congress. The SEC can't simply wish its own legal authority into existence. So again, this was back from May. If the SEC follows through on its threat to sue Coinbase, which they finally did do, the Coinbase legal team will surely zero in on the communications within the SEC leading up to Gensler's May 6th testimony. All testimony of an SEC chairman is thoroughly vetted internally before they verify, so there will be emails, meetings, notes, memos, text messages, chats, and a deposition testimony showing that there was a consensus within the SEC that it lacked legal authority from Congress to regulate crypto exchanges. So again, a very insightful tweet here from Meta Lawman on Twitter. I will link this in the description. It does go on even further. And Digital Asset Investor here posting this: after years in crypto, I've come to what I believe is an undeniable conclusion. And I think at this point, the XRP community specifically is probably also on board with this hypothesis. There are a handful of crypto innovators who either work for the government or are labeled "do not touch" for one specific purpose: to make billions of dollars. And we saw it with Joseph Lubin. We've seen it with other people that we had questions about. Why are the government not touching these guys, but are going after these guys specifically? He goes on to say they aren't tough to spot either. Just look at who is never touched, or if they are, it's a minor hand slap or meaningless fine. We have a huge corruption problem in the United States of America. And people down here, many in the XRP community and just in crypto in general, agreeing with this statement here. I think it's quite apparent now. It's quite obvious. They had it hidden for a while. But, maybe they don't know. Maybe they do know. We are on to them finally. So, hopefully we get to a conclusion. Of course, owning XRP is the first step in the right direction, in my opinion. And that could actually be very good for us considering this next bull rally, considering it is the only digital asset with legal clarity. Now, John Deaton was in this space talking about XRP, talking about clarity in the USA in general. And here's what he had to say, guys. An interesting perspective from John Deaton. Listen to this.
As you see the Republicans candidates ramping up, we're going into an election year, and it's going to be very difficult to imagine a bill passing the House and the Senate and signed by President Biden before 2025. And so I think there's a lot of work that's going to get done until then, but I'm still negative that we're going to actually see a law passed into law, unfortunately.
So Digital Asset Investor translating what John Deaton is saying, let me translate as well. If XRP is the only cryptocurrency with clarity, where do you guys think the money is going to go this FOMO bull run when everybody and their grandmother is interested in cryptocurrency? It is going to go into the regulated coins, into the coins that are listed on exchanges. Basically, XRP is going to have the opposite problem that it had last bull run. And so, just bringing up the XRP chart yet again and looking at how high we went in the last bull run. Only made our way up to about $1.96, $1.97, give or take. But that was because we were in the middle of an SEC lawsuit, and this bull run is going to be very, very different, especially, and I think this is going to be compounded too, especially now. This was at a time, let's not forget, where XRP was one of the only cryptocurrencies that was in court. I think it was the only cryptocurrency in court, but now XRP is free and clear to move, but there are going to be a handful of other cryptocurrencies that are going to be scrutinized by the SEC, right? The list is at 48 tokens right now. So who knows where the money is going to flow based on accessibility. Of course, the US is only one market. There is a global market, so that's not to say that these coins are going to go to zero or not going to rally at all. Chances are they will rally, but to how high, who knows? All to my point, again, of diversifying into this new market. I cannot say it enough, guys. So anyway, an interesting point there from John Deaton, and I do think, the politics do certainly play into this. The election year 2024, nothing going to be signed until 2025. So we've got a window of opportunity. And again, the crypto space, the bullish cycle, we're looking at, 2024, 2025 being that end pump off top year where we could see XRP see new all-time high. So getting really excited for that, guys. I think, too, we're also seeing this, guys, being reflected in institutional interest. This one from Sento Sumo Saba here on Twitter. Institutional interest in XRP, specifically the ruling in the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit in favor of Ripple and XRP led to an increase in asset under management, or ETPs, from this company here, okay, Fineqia platform, a CSE-listed digital assets business targeting early-stage companies, businesses in blockchain, fintech, AI, and NFTs. And these guys here, they released a press release August 8th. So just yesterday, XRP, they've increased their exposure by 57% to $76.8 million from $49 million from before the lawsuit. If you have a chance to catch the CEO of Fineqia in a June interview on Real Vision, you guys should check it out. But guys, here is the press release. Fineqia International, they're a leading digital asset and fintech investment bank, announced that its analysis of global exchange traded products with digital assets as underlying collateral revealed a 70% growth in total digital assets under management. XRP obviously being one of the bigger ones. Some of the numbers are down here. Despite net inflows, the fact that more than 90% of digital assets comprise of Bitcoin and Ethereum, weighted down on the value of AUMs. Said Fineqia CEO, ETPs backed by BTC are 70.1% of total digital asset ETP market compared to BTC's 49.8% overall weight. And then down here, let me just read this. In July, the AUM of ETPs holding XRP increased by 57% to $76.8 million. Other altcoins such as Stellar, XLM, Solana, Polygon Matic increased in AUM respectively by 40%, 39%, and 20% respectively. So, guys, this is just the beginning. We're seeing institutions buying up not just Bitcoin and Ethereum, but these altcoins, even the ones that the SEC is targeting. I think they are likely playing the long game. Traders are going to win if you have a strategy. And, I showed a clip of Mark Yusko yesterday on the channel. A great interview with Darren Moore, Subjective Views. Posted this. I happen to see this. Ripple, and the only digital asset with legal clarity in the United States, yet seems to be well versed in the ongoing litigation. It's funny, Mark Yusko here kind of flip-flops. He says he struggles with XRP, but then later in the interview, he says, well, I guess you should just probably listen to it.
That are being proposed for the XRP ledger, and how you feel about the XRP ledger in general.
I struggle with XRP, and I take a lot of grief for this, in the communities. I'm open to the idea that it's a better rail, and that if you could get banks and brokerage firms and insurance companies and the like to integrate it, it could work. But at least so far as I can tell, there's very little evidence. There's lots of announcements with very little behind it. And I think the idea is elegant. I think Brad's a very smart guy. I think I hate the way they issued it, and so does the SEC, because they deemed it a security issuance, which it was.
A few moments later.
That's what I'm really interested in with the case. Now, a lot of people have told me that it's definitely going to be appealed. A lot of people told me it's definitely not going to be appealed.
Yeah, well, they filed the appeal, right? And whether that appeal works or whether it gets tossed because of the point that you make. We'll see. And they're appealing not the whole ruling, but parts of the ruling, as I understand it. And so it's complex. And that's why, when people say, oh, we won. Well, kinda. If you're Brad and the foundation and you're going to have to pay a big fine, you're probably not feeling like you won. You might feel like you won because they're not going to take it all away. They're just going to make you disgorge some profits. So you probably do feel like you won. If you're a trader and you've been trading, XRP on, some exchange, yeah, it's a big win.
And what are most of us guys? We're traders, aren't we? We hold XRP for the long term, perhaps for the short term. So us as traders,
if you're a trader and you've been trading, XRP on, some exchange, yeah, it's a big win.
So it's a big win for us guys. And Mr. Atude of Troomers Only posted this. Gotta love me an XRP glitch. Are we seeing the price rise to $146 per coin, over 13,000%? Well, not yet, but it looks as though on certain exchanges we are still seeing an XRP glitch. I'm going to tell you, though, volume is rising based on legitimate investments. Traders have won, says Mark Yusko, with regards to XRP. Probably only a matter of time before we do see a $146 XRP. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.